Alright guys, so welcome back to a new video. We got deadlift today. So gonna be pulling on the OPB. I have an RP7 single with a top set of 4 at RP 8, and then I have percentage drop-offs after that, right? So last week we did 848 for 1, and then we did a top triple of 826 for 3, right? So when I put it in the calculator, I'm supposed to be doing around 880 pounds for RP7, right? And then for my top set of 4, it says 826, but honestly, probably do a little bit more than that. So if I can do 831 for a set of 4, that would be awesome. So that's kind of what I have on mine today. And like, these are numbers that I use the Iron Plus for to kind of give me a reference. Just because sometimes with deadlifts, I feel like that's the one lift where I have the biggest room of calculated error just because of my grip, right? If my grip was unbreakable and like the strongest grip in the world, I could probably load 950 right now, maybe even 1,000 pounds and grind it out. And that's not even like me exaggerating. So, you know, I like to just use a reference point for, how do I say this? Like, just to establish like a minimum that I want to try to hit today, right? Obviously, 400 keys is a really big pull. So if it's not there, we just got to keep working, right? If 831 for 4 isn't there, then we're going to have to call the audible, right? I think deadlifts is probably the lift where I just kind of have the most room for audibles depending on how my grip feels. But anyways, I got my pre-workout here. I know I've been drinking energy drinks for the past few days, but I wanted something a little bit more than 200 milligrams. So put 1 scoop, not the scoop and a half or more, just 1 scoop, which I think is like 325 milligrams of caffeine. It's like 275 straight, and then an additional 75 of dicaffeine, which is the caffeine that kind of like slowly releases throughout your workout. So I'm about to chug this. I'm gonna start warming up, and well, I'm gonna do like my mobility routine, right? Which is essentially I do a 30-second wall squat, but I do 15 seconds straight, and then I'll do like an additional 15 seconds where I'm doing calf extensions. And then after that, I do split squat, calf extensions, and then I do like some pigeon holds with like pigeon hold variations, right? Just to kind of like get different positions. And then I'm also gonna like do some heel sits, or whatever they're called, ankle sits, where I just kind of like sit on my heels. I try to hold that for 10 seconds. I'll like relax and then try to just get lower and lower and like be in a more comfortable position. And then I'll probably also do like warm up my groin a little bit. And that's pretty much it, you know, like for deadlifts. You know, maybe I'll do like some bar holds where I'll just like get my forearm nice and warm and ready to start holding some weight. So I hope you guys are ready for a good training session today. Feels good. I curled my toes on that one. I curled my toes. Huh?
It looked a lot better.
Yeah.
It looked more efficient.
Efficient?
There wasn't like as much struggle until walking down.
Because when I set up my grip first and brace, I don't really get that momentum from like setting my hips. It's like just straight power up. But I mean, sometimes I feel like I have to limit my force output to make sure that I'm securing positioning and execution over speed. So it's like,
you're mainly on stability.
yeah, I'm not trying to pull as fast as I can. It's just like finding that sweet spot where I can get it smooth.
Yeah, and that's where it needs to be, like towards this top end.
Yeah.
It's not about speed, it's about efficiency.
Yeah, I'm about to watch the video. Go out to the hospital to be with my father. Make him cleanse my mind. Let's go, baby. That was pretty smooth. Flexing my toes makes a big difference. It feels really weird.
It feels like it's painful 100%.
Feels really weird, but all right, guys. So that right there was probably one of the absolute most crispiest 400 kilo deadlifts I've ever done. And I also recorded a side angle. Well, Carlos recorded a side angle. And I'm gonna post it up here on the video. Right, gonna use movie magic. Just look at that. Look at that. And I just wanna give a quick shout out to Punch because he gave me a cue that kind of helped out a lot, right? And he was just telling me like, what do you do? He asked me like, what do you do with your toes when you're pulling? I'm like, I don't really do anything. And he was like, why don't you try flexing them to the ground, like curl them a little bit. And when I do that, I can feel like my calf and like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe like the tibialis, right? That's like the muscle on the front of your calf. I could just feel those muscles like tense up. So a few things are happening there. Number one, I'm creating even more tension from the ground up. And number two, I just feel like having those muscles kind of flexed, has kind of like, it prevents my knee from traveling further. It just like, it locks my knee in place. So while I'm, I got something in the back of my throat. Oh, I don't like that. Oh man. So while my knees aren't traveling any further, I'm still able to like recruit force with my glutes and my hamstrings and finish locking out that weight. So that was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just feeling really good today. I don't really feel like super strong or anything. I honestly didn't even really eat that much yesterday. My last meal ended up being a little bit short, but I'm just like relying on these technical advances that I've been making. And like, obviously like my body is adapting to them and it's adapting to like the stimulus that I'm bringing it to. So it just like, my grip feels good today. Like my grip doesn't even feel anything special. Like it's just the way that I'm holding the bar. You know, the way that I'm holding the bar, the way that I'm just like initiating the pull from the ground up. It just feels smooth today. So moving forward, definitely gonna have to keep that toe cue because it's just like my lockouts are looking extra crispy today. And I'm just like, now I got a top set of 4. I don't want to take too long, so I'm going to go ahead and change the weight. I think I'm gonna go through my page to see if I like what my PR for 4 is, and then I'm gonna just do a little bit more than that. But we'll see. We'll see. I know I was kind of pulling some crazy sets going into Germany, but I don't think I hit a top set of 4, or maybe I did. I'm gonna have to look. But if it's anything more than 848, then I'm just gonna have to settle for something less. Like I don't really feel. I mean, I think I could, but it might be too much. So let me see. I really feel like I'm gonna just load 831. I think 831 would be a PR, but I also think 831 is like appropriate for today, right? I don't want to overspill. I don't want to overdo it. Just because like I've been on such a beat with deadlifts, I don't want to hurt my momentum right now. So gonna see what I feel like, what's a good, intelligent decision to make, and then that's what we're gonna move it forward. All right, guys, so that was probably even better execution than last week. So I'm very, very happy with this deadlift session, just because my warm-ups, my single, my top set, everything is so much closer to being where I wanted for meet day. I would say, I mean, I sent it to Joe and he said we're like 95% there, right? But obviously 95% of the way isn't 100%, so we still got more to improve, right? And something that I've been doing for my back downs is just working some beltless work. I'm toast. I'm cooked, bro. Cause like I just put so much, I can feel like the fatigue. Cause I was telling Ponch, bro, like I'm not really like trying to exert as much force as I can. I'm trying to like gradually spread force through my feet to my lockout. And it's just like, it fatigues my hamstrings like so much more, my calves so much more, my glutes, bro. Like everything just feels right now like stimulated. So I'm just like, shit, bro. Maybe I'll just drop down to like 405 or something, or 4 plates, just to still do some work. Like I could probably grind through it, but it's just like, I don't think it's worth it because we're pushing so hard that when shit like this happens, like you gotta auto-regulate and like down shit. Not gonna lie. These were just done with body weight, but that's some crazy work. But now we got bicep curls, which I'm kind of interested to see how they do. Or maybe I'll just do underhand pull downs. Yeah, we'll just do underhand pull downs. The outro here, guys. I'm very, very happy with today's session. My only negative remarks would have to be that I just got fried really fast after that top set. I mean, I still managed to do another set at 606 for 4 belt lifts, right? So it wasn't like that volume just completely went out the door, you know? And it's just like, if you guys have been watching my channel, you guys have seen it firsthand, the continuous effort and refinement week to week to week, you know? It pays off when you can be humble and prioritize what really matters. So having to set aside my ego, having to set aside, you know, the pursuit of like load and tonnage, and just prioritize like technical efficiency, it has been paying off. So that's all I really have to say for today. I got bench tomorrow, so I've kind of been having to take my singles a little bit easy just because I've been like so dinged up from squats and deadlifts. But I'm kind of hoping that doing some light underhand pull downs and some pec flies before Friday, I want to see how that kind of affects my chest going into bench day. So see you guys tomorrow and we'll find out if this is a good investment or not.